taking place at the Oakley Centre in Crewe next month. It's going to have a family feel to it, as well, as promoter Pat Brogan has his 3 nephews on the bill. Takes place on Friday night, 24th of February. And Pat, along with his nephew Jamie, are with us tonight. Good evening to you two. Thanks for coming in.
Good evening, John.
Great to see you. Pat, what a great thing this is for you. Uncle Pat has his 3 nephews on the card.
Well, you know, it's given me an interest again back into boxing. You know, I'm just setting my toes back in. I've not promoted for quite a while. Due to a little bit of loss of interest, but you know, I'm getting the interest back a little bit now, and I've got some good signings in the future to have.
Well, it just proves you're a big boxing family then, are you?
Yeah, you know, I've been in boxing all my life anyway. You know, I was at ITV television for 11 years, setting the fight nights up. I actually set the ringside TV series up for that Sky actually run now. I set that up in 1984 when it was called Screen Sport.
Right, yeah, I remember.
So you know, I mean, I've been in the business a long time. I showed Tyson having his first outing in England, you know, from America, and I picked him to become heavyweight champion of the world. He's only having 5 fights then, and he went on to prove me right.
It was a decent spot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back in those days, he was such a young champion as well, wasn't he? So some of those great fights on ITV during the 80s and 90s, you were involved in that? Yes,
I helped to set the Fight Night series up for Granada Television and Midlands Television. It covered 8 areas. I actually, the place opposite Victoria Hall, I promoted a world title fight there.
Right.
With Robert Dickey for the WBC international title.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will know all these things about you already, of course, because you're a big name in boxing locally. How did you get your family involved, the likes of Jamie here involved?
Well, I've had them as kids, actually, coming to the gym.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're not late starters. You know, they've been in the gym for years. And they lost a little bit of interest, but I think now with boxing resurging a little bit, that they got the interest back, and now James really wants to do something, and it's just the right age. It'd take me 5 or 6 years to get him up there, but if he's totally dedicated, he can make it. He can be whatever he wants to be.
Would you have got into boxing if it wasn't for your Uncle Pat, Jamie, do you think?
I don't think so, not really, John. You know, obviously having the influence from Pat. You know, like he says, he's had me in the gym as a young kid.
Yeah.
And it's, to be honest with you, it was a bit of a chore at first, you know, obviously going down the gym and whatnot. It was just something that, I mean, my dad was an amateur fighter as well, so it's always been within the family and whatnot. But yeah, like I say, you know, Pat's brought me up and he's took me to numerous gyms around the local area, and obviously we've travelled out a bit. We've been to Liverpool and whatnot. He's introduced me to you know, a variety of boxing stars, Larry Holmes, John Conte and whatnot.
Wow.
And yeah, it's
so you're back into it now?
Yeah, back into it.
So you had a little time away, did you, from it?
I did, yeah. I must have, I think the last time I was involved in boxing was about 20. And I just recently got back into it. It was actually my brother Kyle. He was supposed to fight in October, but he picked up an injury from playing football. So I was asked to obviously step in. You know, I've always had good health anyway and whatnot. So and I've always, you know, like I say, from being brought up with boxing, I've always been able to, you know, box. So I got a spot on a show in Stoke, and I thought a kid called Ben Nuttall, I think he's from Salford, wasn't he, Pat?
Yeah, it wasn't a show actually. It lasted 90 seconds.
Didn't last very long, did it? That
no.
In his first fight, so that was a dream debut.
Yeah.
So were you expecting that 90 seconds in your first pro fight?
Not really, no. I mean, in all fairness, I had about 3 weeks to prepare myself for that particular fight.
That's all. Wow. So what did you think, Pat, when you saw this 90-second knockout? Did you think, aye, we might have something here?
No, I wasn't surprised, because I know Jamie can punch, you know. Which proved it when we went to Birmingham the month later. He had practically nearly 100 people travel up. They had one coach with 50 people on, and they parked the coach up, and they all piled off the coach to go into the venue, and the coach driver went to the back seat to get his head down for 2 or 3 hours. Within 5 minutes, they're all getting back on the coach again. It lasted 85 seconds.
85?
85 seconds.
Right. So by this point, then, you know that you've got something, and
Yeah,
I mean, what were both knockouts like? Were they similar? Or
the first knockout actually put the lad, down, to the canvas and whatnot. The second one was stopped. They call it a stoppage, a technical knockout, which the ref's decision that the me opponent can't carry on.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Jamie's actually quite a good puncher. He can really hit. And when he puts a stone and a half on, because he's only weighing 14.5 stone at the moment, he's going to grow into 16.5 stone.
So that's just with muscle, isn't it, that you put on as you train more and more?
But, he can really bang a bit, this kid.
So we'll speak about they're your brothers, the other two that are going to be on the bill. That's going to be fascinating. Talk more about the fight with Jamie and Pat, a family affair. It's on the 24th of February in a little bit. We'll also talk to Pat about the boxing great Muhammad Ali, who celebrates his 70th birthday today. We'll find out his opinions on the great Muhammad Ali. In the FA Cup third round replays that are going on tonight,